Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to, well, I just realized we don't have let's get it on. There we go. Now you know where we are, okay? So, welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures blog talk. It all starts with the blog. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/SOP because we are talking about how to get started with small business SOPs or standard operating procedures, okay? I'm your host, Shay Cannon. I'm an award winning fractional chief operating officer with an exclusive clientele of six and seven figure CEOs. However, I have a mission. That mission includes you, entrepreneurs and business owners who are spinning their wheels and struggling to get to their first six figures in business. I want to show you how to make the money and create time freedom. Let's make the money and create time freedom. My freedom looks like living and working my business from anywhere in the world. I started this journey in Belize, lived in Mexico for 3 years before going to Buenos Aires, Argentina for a year and a half. And now I'm back in my favorite little beach town of Playa del Carmen, Mexico. So I like to call this segment a little business value with a view. So I come to my rooftop and I give you view of this beautiful city, as much view as I can give you. Caribbean Sea is a little gray up there in the corner, but you got this nice pool behind me, so you're good. That's the view, okay? Now let's get to the value. Again, we're talking about how to get started with small business SOPs, okay? Last week in talking about small business growth stage, you cannot ignore that to open your capacity and to scale, to make more, to bring in more, and do all of those things in excellence, okay, is you need to start documenting and standardizing how you do things in your business, okay? We need to create and make available processes, which is the what and the why something is done, procedures, which is how it is done, and protocols, which is when to do it, okay? So that we can form systems in our business, okay? You've heard about SOPs or standard operating procedures. Let me tell you something. I know people tell you need to have SOPs. I know that you need to have SOPs, but do you know where to start? Okay. There are a lot of things hurled at you as a small business owner and as an entrepreneur, but the complete instruction, right? Some of the complete instruction is always missing. So this week, I'm giving you some complete instructions on SOPs. All right. So I'm giving you 4 things to do to get started with your SOPs. We're going to do part 1 and part 2 today. Part 1 is you need to identify processes to standardize. Okay. You need to, where do you start? What do I point out? Okay, that I need to start creating these SOPs for? Well, as always, start with your client journey. Okay, if you are a service-based business, you have 6 basic phases of your client journey. That is awareness, inquiry, business, onboarding, servicing, and offboarding. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is look at each of those steps. Okay, what rinse and repeat processes do you need to complete each step? Then you're going to look at what rinse and repeat processes do you need to connect the one step to the next step. Okay, so I want you to start there. Client journey. Next, you're going to look internally at your business because the client journey is kind of external. It's the things that touch the client. Now, I want you to look internally at the areas of your business, right? So if you were a corporation, you would have departments. So think about those departments and think about what rinse and repeat processes you need for each of those departments. Then you have these structures that you need to have, right? And then you have systems that you need to have. Now, if you go to the blog post at shaycannon.com/SOP, in the introductory paragraph, it is hyperlinked to take you to the areas of business, the structures, and the systems, okay? Now, that is the first step. The second step, because I promised you part 2, is you're going to start to develop these SOPs, all right? Going to start developing. So now that you have the systems that need to be created and documented, we're going to create which SOP form we're going to use, okay? And we're going to start with an objective. What is the clear purpose and goal and importance of the standard that you're creating, okay? That's the what and the why, remember? Okay, and then we're going to outline the step-by-step actions for this one thing to be taken to complete this standard. That's the how, okay? And then we're going to start noting that if steps are done by different people, we're going to talk about which step is assigned to who. And then finally, we're going to incorporate some best practices into this form for this one thing, right? We're going to look at when is it best to do it, the when. So your form can be simple or it can be complex depending on the task that you're creating the standard around, right? It can have a lot of moving pieces. It can have a few moving pieces. In the blog post, shaycannon.com/SOP, I have some visuals for you. I have the visual of a simple SOP that's just a document. You got some bullet points. I have a simple table SOP where you got, a little table that has the step number, the person or the role, and the instructions. So that's great when you have multiple people that are responsible for things, right? And then I show you a visual SOP where it's more like a flow chart of a process. Okay. So pick either of those that works best. And you can use all of these within your business. It just depends on what task or what goal are you standardizing. All right. I hope that helps. We're getting off to a great start. We're going to go deeper with this in the morning show. So I invite you to join our free group, shaycannon.info/group, because we do go deeper. In this group, it is so valuable to you, especially if you're on the road to your first six figures. We have free trainings. Last week, we had a 4-day free training in the group. It's waiting on you right now on how to make money in your sleep. Yeah. You like that, don't you? Right? On your road to your first six figures, you need to know how to make all the money opportunities, right? Well, that free training is in the group waiting on you, and other free trainings are waiting on you. Okay. We do fun things where we actually, as a community, come together. We have a movie club night where it's like a book club. We watch the movie first, then we get together and we talk about it. Now, these movies are not just for fun. These are movies that give us business lessons. Okay. So we talk about the business lessons in movies. Movie club night. You're invited. We're about to have one coming up soon. We're about this week to start voting on which movie. So come on into the group, shaycannon.info/group, so you can get your vote on. Okay. But we are having transformational conversations for your business growth. You need to be a part of it. shaycannon.com/group. See you in the group.